fucking such a No, hey, stop.
Hello, DJ Hours, and welcome to our Wednesday roundup, baby! Holy smokes, what a week! Texas is in the college football playoffs! I don't know what your team is doing. I know his team ain't in it. I know his team ain't in it. I know his team and his team. None of their teams are in it, but ours is, baby! Hook 'em horns! Now, stay with us as we get into this pod.
Sorry about that for everyone who is now hard of hearing for seeing that intro.
Forever.
But yeah, it is true. Texas did make it into the college football playoffs. So shout out, Mike. Put down the paper. We don't need to advertise. We all get it. We all get
Notice
it.
we didn't do that with all of our teams the past 5 years.
That's because y'all teams suck.
I mean,
we also didn't have a podcast.
All right,
Texas won.
save
We
it.
also,
Save it for the discussion
Just
part
saying.
of the podcast. We have to recap what happened last week. I'm sure there's going to be some fights that I will completely not break up and just let run. But before we do that, we have to recap how the Mortal Lock Parlay did last week. All 5 of us were in it. And we need to talk about our picks. So without further ado, let's get into that. The parlay did not hit.
Jesus.
We
hit one.
I mean, I wasn't the only one who missed.
Oh,
You
yeah,
just
that's
stare
right.
at me
No,
like
no,
that.
right.
That's
No,
classic Mike. Yeah.
I forgot about
But-
that. No, I'm sorry.
I did pick a terrible mortal. We can start with me. I was 6-2, 3 in a row in college. I, for some reason, even though there was college football, decided to go NFL. I don't know why. The 2 bets I was thinking about doing was Washington plus 9.5, but I didn't want to do it because I knew a bunch of the table was like heavy on Oregon. I was like, that's kind of a controversial take. Then I was gonna do Boise -2. They won by 30, but I was like, I don't care about the game. Let me do a sharp line. The Commanders plus 9.5. It wasn't as sharp as I thought. What?
Eek.
God.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, Commanders didn't hit. Sorry about that. Now 7-8 Immortals ruins the streak, and that busted the parlay. The parlay was looking great up until then, though, because we had Tate, SMU. I mean,
Smooth.
what a pick.
Never sweat. Backup quarterback didn't matter. That team is just better. Tulane finally frauds exposed. It's
Trash.
About
Trash.
damn time. Yeah.
You're now 8-7 Immortals.
Yep.
Above
Over
50%.
Over 50%.
You're catching up to Mario. You're catching up. Ryan got out of relegation 2 weeks ago, was in the parlay last week, hit another one.
I'm getting hot.
Bang.
Let me get hot.
Rams just killed the Browns.
Yeah, it was
at
nice.
the end
It
of the
was
game.
nice. I like that.
It was fun to see
Go
Joe
Rams.
Flacco slinging the ball for the
For the
Browns.
first quarter, yeah. First quarter, you decided to play the
Took
rest
me
of
back
the
to
stuff.
2012.
Yeah, exactly. Mike, 7-8 Immortals, won.
Bang.
Another one. Texans
Holy
defense
Dude,
coming in
that
clutch.
last second hold on the end zone, that was
electric.
wild.
That was electric.
wild. That was fun.
Shout out you for
was
that
fun.
pick.
Bang.
And Mario had the Monday night Jaguars. I mean, rest in peace, Trevor Lawrence. Oh my God.
No,
That was
everything I touched is just dying right now.
Yeah,
so
so-
sorry, Trevor. I didn't mean to end your career.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done
That's a
that.
fair way to get relegated. You pick a 10-point spread and they lose outright at home.
I mean, lose outright. I mean, when I was picking the game, I was like, yeah, Jags should score 30, and which they did.
They
I
did.
just didn't account for Jake Browning.
Hall of Fame game.
Dude,
Hall of Fame
that
Hall of
guy.
Fame game.
I mean, 32 for
Insane.
37, 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, I
That's
was
better than Burrow's looked at all this season.
No,
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
does.
Yeah.
I was
Prime
like,
time.
No, he looked really
I mean,
good.
turn the 6 upside down.
No, so you are now
won.
10-5. That is 3 straight losses. You're now relegated.
I am relegated.
So the hottest bet we were giving out was Mario's Mortal, 10-2.
Ice cold.
Now
And
lost
then
3 in a row.
You were the
Relegated.
hottest bet, and then that. No, okay, sorry.
Dude, he said Mike was coming for blood.
Mike.
Sorry.
Oh, Lord.
Mike.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
no,
Lord,
I'm
just
sorry.
wait,
I'm sorry.
just
No,
wait.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we'll get into
next?
that.
What's
But
next?
yeah, Mario,
Mike,
10-5.
what's your
five.
record? Come on.
Now relegated.
7-8.
Oh,
7-8.
Oh, aren't you 7-8?
I'm 7-8 as well.
I thought Tyler had a better record.
No,
Oh, so
no.
Tyler can't even talk back.
I'm not even talking.
Oh, so Mike's just shooting.
What I can talk about is when we get into the cards, we can talk about Mike's overall
Oh
record.
yeah, I suck.
Starting with the cards last week, I was 5-2 in college.
Ooh, sure.
Unbelievable. Like I said, I should have picked my Mortal from college. Don't know what I was doing. The only really big bet I missed was Georgia, but we're going to talk about all that. Crazy game, Alabama. They're back. They're back in a big way. 49% on the season for college, and that ends our college season picks for the most part.
That's so sad.
I mean, we're in bowl games now, so we're going to pick. We'll have bowl game like episodes on a weekly basis, like the shitty bowls, and then like the slightly better bowls, and then like championship.
Yeah.
But as far as regular season and conference championships go, this is the end of college
Yeah.
football. Only thing we're getting out this week are NFL picks, plus The Army
special game.
Navy game
Army
tonight.
Navy game.
We get to give that pick today.
Yeah.
But yeah, 49% of the season, 3-5 NFL. So miserable. Don't know why I picked my mortal from that. 51% on the season NFL. Overall, still above 50%.
There we go.
160 and 159 and
Oh,
7.
Wild.
Just
That
above
is
50%.
wild.
Hold on for dear life.
I'll
That's
take
electric.
it. I'll take it. Ryan, 10-6 in college. Great week, 54% on the
Love
season.
that.
6-7 NFL.
Yeah. That
So,
was rough. Not the
NFL
best.
was a weird week.
NFL
for
was
everyone.
tough.
NFL was
NFL
tough
was
this
weird.
week.
I don't mind being around 5.
We were battling. 193, 166, and 6 for 54%. You've been 54% for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that might
that's-
be the best bet of all time. Like picking that many games, I don't think I've ever picked that many games in my life and been at 54%. So
Yeah, what is that?
I'll
You
take
picked
that.
360 something games?
That's
That's
sure.
insane.
Yeah,
No, that's insane.
I'll take that every day of the week. Hopefully, I finish it off strong.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Tate, big college week. Everyone did really well in college.
Really well in
Everyone did
college.
really well. And we didn't even have the same picks, which is funny.
I know.
We had like different sides or overs and unders, but 5-1 college. 51% on the
That's
season. Great job. NFL, crappy pick of the weeks. Finished the season 10-4-1.
That was the best pick we gave out on the pod.
Yep,
There you go.
it was the best pick we gave on the pod. It actually ended better than his mortals.
Yep.
So
Sure.
there you go. 6-6 NFL, like everyone, not really anything to brag about. 52% on the season. Overall, 147, 140, and 9, 51%.
As long as you're over 50.
I'm
Yep,
telling you,
you're
I
staying
got-
above 50.
Last week I was at 50 and I said I'm not going below.
Everyone on this side of the table
I
was
love
above 50%. We can go to Mike.
And
6-3 college. It was another good week in college for you.
Wow, that's
Jamie,
a
you're
fantastic.
I ended college on a hot note.
Yep, 48% on the season, which is a lot better than what we were for you.
But
3-5 NFL.
Yeah, that
Like everyone.
Yeah.
Just
off
NFL.
a cliff.
Everyone died.
Literally off a cliff.
Yeah, 51% NFL. Your overall below 50%. The only one in the pod.
Yeah.
115, 117, and 5.
All right, so
Two
two
games.
games to get back to even,
Yep.
or 3 games to get above. Okay, yep. We
That's
could
some
do
good
this.
math.
We could do this.
That's some good math right
We
there.
could do this.
I'm
we
so
could
close
do
to
this.
doubling his total number.
That's
And
fast.
Mario, 2-2 in college. So the worst of anyone up here in college. You only picked 4 games.
I know it was a weird week. I didn't have much time. And I just only did the 4.
Yeah, you went on the
Yeah,
pod
you
last
videoed
week.
in.
You did the early
Yeah.
early film. So you're exactly 50% in college. 2-4 NFL. Terrible.
Yeah, sounds about right. That was my mortal. So.
Brings you to exactly 50% in the
Wild
NFL.
stat. Yeah, that's a wild.
You're exactly 160, 160, and 5.
Yeah, because I was
That's
two.
insane.
I was 2
That is
games
insane.
above 50 last.
So
week,
everyone's
yeah.
over 50%.
Everyone except for Michael. And then Mario's exactly 50%. So
Hey, 50%.
That's
Not
crazy.
going
That concludes our college football
Yeah, it's-
regular season picks, which is sad. But you
I'm
know, we're
bummed.
getting
We
to
got
the
more.
playoffs.
Don't worry. We got the fun part.
We have a lot of college football
lot
to
of
talk
juice.
about. Without further ado, let's recap the madness that happened last week. What a week in college. We finally came to the final 4 teams.
Yep.
The college football playoff is decided. We had an insane championship week.
Oh.
I know everyone has a lot to say about everything. We could probably have this as a 3-hour episode.
Easy.
What a Saturday.
But I'm
Maybe
going
we
to try
should-
to
maybe we should.
I'm going to try to navigate our way through this the best I can. So, the college football playoffs are set. The matchups are as follows. You have number 1 seed Michigan against number 4 seed Alabama and number 2 seed Washington against number 3 seed Texas. That obviously means Florida State is left out as 13-0 undefeated ACC champions.
Rightfully so.
And there was a lot to talk about around the whole thing. Texas is obviously in.
Number
Craziness.
3,
We
baby.
wrote them off. And then Washington winning outright as 9.5-point dogs. Georgia losing to Bama. We can talk about everything. First, I want to start with Florida State. I just want to go around the table. Anyone can jump in if you want. This is the first time in history a 13-0 team is not in the college football playoff. Some of us predicted this. I was scared it would happen. I texted us all the night before. I was like, I think they're going to leave Florida State out.
God, dead on prediction. Literally in order. God, dead
Yeah,
on
well,
prediction.
it just made too
That was
much sense.
sick.
So I have a lot to say about it, but Tate, I want to hear what you have to say. How do you feel seeing an undefeated team sit out? Is this the right decision, or did they completely mess this up?
Well, it's kind of funny. You know, we could talk about this forever, but the fact is this is the last year with a 4-team playoff.
I know.
So if they were ever gonna do it, like
Now is
no
the time
one,
to do
because
it.
they can never base this off of like next year, right? So it's not like, oh, there's an undefeated ACC champion because now the Pac-12 doesn't exist. So
Well,
it's
yeah,
like,
the conference championships get
every-
in no matter what next year.
dude, so everything's just like wild from now on. So they're like, well, we might as well do it this year. And obviously Jordan Travis is hurt, so it kind of, I thought it kind of made sense. It was sad. It was
So
sad.
were you? It's sad, sure.
But
do you think they got it right?
yeah,
You
I
do.
think the games will be better off because of their decision.
I agree.
I don't know
also,
if that's what they're picking for, though.
I also saw, I think there's like 5 or 6 like key things that they look for when they're making their selection. And literally the last one is loss of players that would like affect the outcome of how.
Yeah,
a
they
team would
definitely
play.
wut that shit. Like
No,
last
because
week.
I've never seen that.
I've
before.
never seen
Yeah,
that.
they
criteria.
did that document. Just
Slide it in there.
Because
Night
they slid in loss of key players or coaches, and
Yeah.
like Michigan
Yeah,
with
yeah.
like Harbaugh, and then like FSU and Florida
actually?
State. They just like wrote. They wrote that mid-season, like, oh, we gotta,
Yeah,
gotta cook
shit.
something up. Like, oh, Michigan needs to get in.
I do just want to point out really quick, FSU, their last 3 games had 441 total yards of offense and 3 touchdowns. Michigan, number 1 Michigan, had 436 total yards and only 1 touchdown. Something to note.
In Michigan's last 3 games,
In the last
do you
3
mean
games
only
versus
1
Florida
touchdown?
State's last 3 games.
What do you mean only one touchdown?
Michigan did not only score 1 touchdown.
They
Wait,
won.
that is actually
They
completely
played
false.
Ohio State.
No, yeah,
They won 23-0.
That is the worst stat. What?
no, that's,
This is why I brought up the benefit.
What?
That's not even remotely true.
I mean, that was
No,
the
I
worst,
know.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard
They
in my
scored
life.
no,
more
I
than
know.
that.
How do you write that down, read it, and then
If
go
you want
like,
that level
to be
of
honest,
education, go to
that's
Texas.
fine.
They literally
Honestly,
scored more than that in the second
no,
half
I
of the
know,
last
I know.
game.
Looking at it now, I'm like, wow.
He said it
was
twice
far
too,
down.
which was lit.
No,
Was that
was-
like their 4th quarter? Like, what?
dude, that
like
might be
of
like
their last game.
it
Yeah,
might be
like-
like passing stats. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it might be maybe.
Maybe.
What?
I don't know.
The
You just
I
pull
could
out,
be.
yeah, it could be the
Alright.
defensive
That's-
holding
I'm
penalties.
sorry. I'm sorry you guys had to listen to that.
Yeah, that was
Not
bad.
completely
That
sure
was
what that
bad.
was. Ryan, do you think the committee got it right?
Yeah, Florida. If you watch Florida State since they lost Jordan Travis, they've quite literally done nothing. I mean, nothing in. If you watch them like as a football like mind and understand it, like they barely beat teams with 0 offense. They had nothing going. Like their defense was carrying their team.
Their
I just-
defense is played out of
insane.
their mind.
Yeah.
But I think it's because they had to. I don't know if it's like also the level of competition they played, in my opinion, wasn't that great compared to the rest of the league. I don't know. I just think that they're not one of the best 4 teams, in my opinion. Yeah, it sucks. They're 100% in no matter what if Jordan Travis is even limping on the field. And it just sucks that what happened, and they're 13-0, and they did their job. Everyone says they did their job. They won every game. They won the ACC championship, but they're not one of the best 4 teams. They go into one of those semifinal games, they get
So,
murdered.
I don't disagree with anyone who's saying if you look at Florida State without Jordan Travis, they're not one of the best 4 teams. But I really don't think that's actually the discussion. Like, a big problem I have is inconsistency with what the committee says.
So every year.
Every year I have a problem with it, totally. But when they're saying it's not the most deserving, it's the best 4, that's just a lie. It's just a lie. You can look at Georgia's ranking as a perfect example of that. Georgia is ranked 6th. They're below Florida State. Georgia, Vegas had, all the potential games outlined, is a favorite over every single team in the college football playoffs and a massive favorite over Florida State. So obviously Vegas thinks the best team in the country, even though they lost, but without a doubt, one of the best 4 teams in the country. So my problem when they say that is obviously it is the most deserving teams. Georgia is a almost 10-point favorite. I think it was like 8.5 or something over Washington. Washington was the unanimous 2 seed. It was because they were undefeated. They were the 2 seed. So I feel like it's just a lie when they're like, oh, it's the best teams all of a sudden when it's convenient. But it's not the best teams. It's clearly the most deserving because the only ones in the conversation were the conference champions. So it's not like
I think it's
You
just a
can
mix
argue
of both.
Yeah, you can argue the best teams because Georgia had one of the worst strength schedules in all of the top 8, I think it was.
Well, it's
So,
also-
like, you can easily argue that they were.
And
better.
every
How would
SEC
you
game
put
they
them
played
above?
7 out of 8, they were trailing.
yeah, no, but they
I mean, they haven't looked good. Like they haven't looked
they
dominant.
were the 1 seed and they only lost to Bama by
Because everyone
3.
says, oh, they're easily one of the top 4 teams. I mean, I don't think it's that easy, truthfully, in my
I can
opinion.
easily put them below any other.
Well, that's fair, but in the same breath, I don't know. I feel like
I mean, they're better than Florida State. I don't
Really?
think Florida State's a top 10 team without Jordan
being
Travis.
favorite, I get Vegas is separate from the committee's decision, but we always talk about, like last week, this is to get into NFL real quick, but like when the 49ers were favored over the Eagles, everyone all of a sudden is like, oh my God, Vegas knows they're going to kill them. Like Vegas usually is pretty locked in to how good every team is.
Yeah.
I just feel like being a favorite over every team and then being ranked below Florida State, that's basically them saying, oh, we think Florida State's better than Georgia, but they're not better than Texas and Bama. Like, I don't know. That feels weird to me. I don't know if anyone else got kind of.
Well, I'm just curious, were those odds before or after they played Bama?
They were after, like before the committee's decision.
And one
They-
team,
wow.
one of those teams are a Power 5 champion undefeated. The other one isn't. That could just be an easy, like, here you go.
Sure.
We're gonna put you in the playoff. You're better than Georgia.
That's kind of what pissed me off. I'm like, if you're just gonna put Florida State out of the playoffs because they're not one of the best four, like, at least put them below Georgia and be consistent. They're clearly not better than Georgia. Like, if you're telling me they're not better than Bama and Texas, sure, but I mean, like, they're not better than Georgia either. So, like, if you're gonna put them at 5, I feel like they should be in there. But Mike, I don't know. How do you feel? I know you're happy about Texas.
I'm elated about Texas. Honestly, I was pretty surprised that they didn't put in FSU and that they chose Bama over it. The only reason why I'm surprised is because I think their defense literally played so insane. It showed me that they were like, I mean, in my opinion, purely eye test, I think you can make a case that they're like top 4 defense in the nation. At least the way that they were playing, like out of their mind. They also played like 75% of that game and they still kept it up till the final second of the game. Like, first of all, that shows a lot of heart. Like,
same with the Florida game.
Very
they were on the
impressive.
field the entire game.
100%.
Louisville average, I think it was 33 offensive points per game. Florida State
and they got held to what, 6?
6, 2 field goals.
I mean, that's incredible. So that is literally the only reason why I was surprised. Do I think that the committee got it right and like these are the best 4 games that you can make? Absolutely. But I guess it goes back to like 4 deserving or 4 best, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of how I feel, but
It's just impossible to take Bama out. So if you're not going to take Bama out, Florida State has to be out.
I mean,
There's no other team that
deserving, best, any way you look at it,
Yeah,
Florida State's not in it. I don't even know why this is even.
So you don't think
I
Florida
agree.
State is one of the most 4 deserving teams to be in
No.
there?
If you win the SEC,
Wow.
you're more deserving than fucking. Florida State's terrible, dude. I mean, they're not. They're literally not even a top 10 team right now without Jordan Travis. They're not.
Wait,
I can
also
name you-
Coleman got hurt.
I can
at the
rip
end of
off
that
10
game,
teams.
too.
but when you're talking about deserving,
Deserve
like,
if you win the SEC, that's way harder. You deserve to be in.
I'm not disagreeing.
simple.
SEC is the only conference where I'd say is an auto bid.
And
Because
then
the hardest conference.
Michigan deserved it. Washington deserved it, and Texas deserved it.
In no world did
Michigan,
Texas
Washington.
deserve it more than Florida State. You're out of your
Absolutely.
mind.
Absolutely.
They were undefeated.
We have a
Okay.
harder strength of schedule.
Yeah, hardest strength to schedule.
No,
beat Bama.
undefeated
Yeah, we
conference
beat
champion.
I don't care what the
SEC
undefeated.
champions.
How do you
We're
not
the
care
Big
about
12
undefeated?
champions.
Yeah, good for you. You had a little cool season. I haven't slept that good when I saw Florida State not get in. I'm telling you. I mean, this
That's such a terrible.
this fucking football team,
That's
dude. They
such a
beat us.
terrible
They
team.
beat us. They beat us week 1.
Mario.
The past 2 years in a row. Fuck them. I don't
Such a
give
terrible take.
Low
No, it's a
key,
great-
you wanted them to get in just to watch them get wrecked.
No, because it would just be a waste of a game. What am I gonna do?
That's such a bad
Watch
take.
them lose by 30. Oh, Jordan Travis. Oh, they deserved it though. Like what? This is no. I don't care about
this AYSO?
participation. No, this isn't. You get a trophy. You deserve it. You don't deserve shit.
What do you mean get
You're
a trophy?
terrible.
How did they not? They didn't lose.
They don't deserve anything. They're not a
didn't-
top 4 team.
They
What do
didn't
deserve?
lose.
Against shitty teams. Yeah. Okay.
What do you mean? They beat the shit out of you.
With Jordan Travis. I'm saying
No, that. But
we're
you're
only talking about after Jordan Travis.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're okay.
That's what
that's-
I'm
you
talking
kinda
about.
have to.
You're
Right.
I'm only talking about.
Deserving is not just the last 2 games
That's
without
what
a
I'm-
quarterback.
last
Deserving is
three-
an entire season.
I'm
That
just
defense
talking
was
about
there the
without
whole
Jordan
season.
Travis. I'm excluding all this. I'm just talking
Okay,
without
they're
Jordan
excluding the
Travis.
first 11 games
Yeah.
where they won 11. That's
And
crazy.
they beat 3 top.
That makes no
Yeah,
sense.
that team with Jordan Travis,
That you're
100% deserves to get in. But
the most
without
red-
Jordan Travis, you don't deserve to be there.
it's the same team.
No,
It's just
not.
one player missing.
The most important player of the team.
I mean, that's like saying
No, but you're saying the season, the team didn't deserve it for the season they played. We're not just talking about one player right now. We're saying the team.
But
You
they
look-
didn't have the complete season with the team that would have deserved it. So
But that's the stupidest precedent ever. People
Why?
aren't going
Why
to
is
play
that?
quarterbacks on senior day or anything going forward. It makes no sense. That's like if Bama just Milrow gets hurt on the last play of the Georgia game and they win. You're just saying, oh, it's fine. They're not good without Milrow. Just like they're not deserved to be in the playoffs. Doesn't
well,
make
if
any
there's a
sense.
better team, then put the better team in.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why?
That precedent
the better,
is so
the,
stupid.
The 4 best teams get in. What? Does
No,
make
no,
sense?
it's not saying that. It's just saying, say after the game, Milrow gets run over by a car or something. He breaks
but that's after
then-
the game. We watched FSU play 2 games after Jordan Travis got
Yeah.
hurt.
and they
Like,
beat
like
the
this-
14th ranked
Yeah,
team.
but the quarterback play was
I mean, listen, I'm not going to
What does
argue
that
about these
mean?
hypothetical, like Milrow gets struck by.
No, but coaches are literally going to not play their players in bad games so they won't get hurt just because of this weird. This was never a topic or a thing before. Teams have had backup quarterbacks and made the college football playoffs. That's like a thing that's happened before. So I don't know why all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
but it hasn't been this close of a situation. Like it came down to like
That's
they
awesome.
had to make the choice. Usually in the past they haven't had to make the choice.
Yeah,
Sure,
they've
but
never
saying
had
the
three
team
under-
There's a
isn't
reason this is
deserving
the
because
first
one
time.
player
There's a
gets
reason
hurt.
this is the first time a 13-0 team didn't make it because it came down to like an actual decision. And when the chips got pushed to the table and they held their hands to the fire, they made the right decision.
Sure, but you can.
No, you can argue that they made the right decision, but you can also argue that Florida State did deserve to be in the
Yeah, the word
top
deserve
four.
is different than best. Sure, they're not
Okay,
one of the
well,
best
I'm not going to
four.
argue semantics over what you guys
But
think
you said
deserves
there's no
means.
way they
I
deserve
said they don't deserve it. That's my opinion.
because their quarterback got
Or
hurt.
what are we going to argue over like what someone thinks deserves means? I don't think they deserve to make it.
What do you
That's-
think deserve means?
That they don't like?
Like that
They
team
earned-
didn't earn it.
No,
That's psycho.
no, they almost earned it. Almost.
What could they have done to earn it?
No, like it's just unfortunate situation. Their quarterback got his leg snapped. His quarterback.
So because
If
their
this was Jordan
quarterback got their
Travis's
leg snapped.
his leg was doing a 90-degree angle. That was fucking horrifying.
So because their quarterback got his leg snapped, that's,
They don't deserve to be in the college football playoff anymore.
they didn't earn it because he got his leg snapped, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that just makes no sense.
Yeah, and like if you want to put it like bluntly, sure.
That just makes no sense. But that's fine. That could be. I mean, everyone has.
I mean,
their own
I don't
opinion.
know.
Yeah, everyone has a
It's
different
election.
opinion.
I love
What
it.
earned
It's
it.
election.
I didn't know we had a Florida State fan over here.
I'm not. It's just the fact that you said deserved is crazy.
Why?
They're 13-0. There's never been a 13-0 team to not make it. That's the definition of earned your spot in the playoffs.
But like
I don't think they should have made it.
they don't deserve
But I'm
to be
saying
there
they
if they're not
deserved
good
it.
enough. Like that's also part of it too. Like
That-
they don't earn. You have to earn your spot in to be one of the top 4 teams.
I mean,
Are you
we've
saying they had 2 games to show that they can earn it at least? Like
I
if they
think-
say they
Or
won,
They had 3 games, right?
2.
Duke,
No,
Florida.
no, they had 2 games,
2 games.
and one of them was played with
Oh, it
the
was like-
third string because
was-
the
it was
backup
like-
was in concussion.
It was like
protocol.
2.5 because the game he got.
saying
hurt.
say their
Okay, so
defense
2 games.
went crazy and their offense did normal
Well, I mean,
5-star stuff.
when Jordan Travis got out the first game, they were down 13-0. They won.
When they-
They won 59-13. So
yeah, the North Alabama game.
Yeah,
I'm saying if they won,
Although that
talk
is
to
North
them, say-
Alabama.
No,
the North Alabama.
It's North Alabama.
Yeah.
but if they won
Well, you said
31-7
2.5.
and then 31-10, then you would say they're deserving to get in.
If they looked good, yeah, they just did not look good. Like
Just
you
the
have
last
to,
2 games.
it's how they
100%.
look when they beat top ranked teams. That's just.
yeah, with Jordan Travis, they look good. I mean,
I think
This
also,
is literally the argument. That's what
Something-
they did yesterday.
one thing
It
I do
makes
think
sense.
is-
Well, but like everyone said that Texas last week, to be deserving to make the college football playoffs, they had to kill Oklahoma State, and they did.
yeah.
Which I also don't think is that impressive,
Right.
but that's a side note.
I
but
feel
it
like
wasn't
it's
just that game.
far
Texas
le-
rolled the
Put it
last
this way.
4 games.
I'd say Texas killing Oklahoma State by 28 or 21, whatever they won by, far less impressive in my opinion than with a third string first game ever freshman quarterback, Florida State beating Louisville by 10 and holding them to 6 points.
yeah,
Far less impressive
Yeah,
than I.
100%.
yeah.
I agree.
Clap it up. No, clap it up for Florida State. You know, they tried. But I mean,
So like what's more impressive about Texas there that made them earn it more?
it wasn't just that game exclusively. If you
I mean,
look
it's
at
the
their
whole
past
season.
4 games, like they've been literally murdering teams, like winning by 50. They also beat Bama. I mean, they're one of the hottest teams right now. They're by far.
For sure, they're better. But I'm just saying when you
Yeah,
say earn,
okay, well, that's
I mean
it.
they
For sure
lost.
they're better.
They lost. They had the worst loss of any team in the top 6.
We also
By
have
far.
harder strength of schedule than Florida State.
Not a harder strength of record though. Florida State is the third best
Not
strength of
harder
record.
record.
It's how, like
Oh, yeah,
wins
yeah, yeah.
included.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can go back and forth all
Oh, yeah,
day.
this is what
I
the
mean-
college football playoff did for probably 6 hours. So, or
Did you see they're getting
Well,
sued?
Oh, I can't,
By
of
Florida
course.
State?
How do they
It's
not
the
get
last
sued?
year ever.
They gotta get
Pretty,
sued.
that's pretty crazy. That I think it was Tim Scott wrote like an official like notice for the courts, and then DeSantis today put aside like $1 million in litigation funds.
It's the biggest
Jesus.
pussy thing I've ever heard in my life.
They're gonna try
My
to
team's
sue
out.
their way
Like,
in.
I lost. I didn't get
No,
it.
your
Win every
team
game.
sucks. Own it.
No, I don't think they're suing to get in. I think they're suing for
That's
like
the
clarity.
purpose of it, yeah.
I think they just want like because they dictate. They have someone write down like every word that's said in the committee, and I think he's suing to like make those public, so everyone can.
I would
view
like that, though.
The
I
entire,
I would like that.
That
That'd
would be
be
because
cool.
they're
Yeah.
saying they think there's collusion.
Of course, in the last year we get this, not 8 years ago.
Because that's been all the rumors have been that like they were colluding
Yeah, like I
with
said, this is the
ESPN.
first time we've ever had a situation like this.
Next
I
year-
just
Oh,
think you
but
have
they
to
have
go.
100%. They
playing
have to be
SEC
colluding
games.
with ESPN. It's
'Cause SEC
TV
teams.
ratings.
Next year,
That's what
Florida
that's,
State.
that's, what,
Florida
every,
State's
that's
in-
what everyone was saying, that they were clear that they think it was collusion because apparently there was some weird thing I saw where it's like behind Kirk Herbstreit, I think is his name. there was the 4 helmets at the beginning of the week, and it was Florida State, Michigan, Washington, and Texas. And then after this week, they switched the Florida State helmet with Alabama, like when they were talking pre-selection show. So everyone was like, oh, we knew what the 4 teams were before, all that stuff. I don't know if I believe all that, but
That's lit.
it'll be pretty. I want those.
It won't matter.
Release the chat. Release the chat.
Oh, that's electric.
That would be.
I need the emails. We need the emails.
Yeah.
Florida State will get it.
She deleted them.
But yeah,
They're
that-
deleted. All the emails are gone.
all I know is
The hard drive is
Hillary
gone. The hard drive is gone.
hey guys,
It's
all I know
gone.
is next year, Florida State fans, that Jordan Travis revenge tour, year 7.
Well, he's not playing.
No, year 7, year 8, in 2 years. Whenever he comes back,
I think he's like 100% done with college football.
he'll come back.
They always
Posted on letters.
I don't know if he's
They
coming
always
back.
come back.
But Mike, that was enough about Florida State. Your team is in.
Yeah, we are, baby.
How do you feel? I'll yield the floor to you. You've been patiently waiting to talk Texas, so go ahead.
I don't really know what else there is to say that hasn't been said. I think we are unbelievably deserving. Like Mario said earlier, we're easily one of the top 3 hottest teams in the nation. Our offense looks unbelievable. Our defense looks fucking unbelievable. Our fucking outside linebacker, Jadavian Sweat, is catching touchdowns. We're just...
That fat
Throwing
guy's a
it.
linebacker?
Oh, no, he's a defensive end. I don't know why I said that.
Okay.
I don't know why I said that.
I was like, that guy's like 350 pounds.
like
He was doing the
373
Heis-
and
He was
6
doing the Heisman?
Yeah, 6'6" and 373, baby.
That boy's not a defensive end. He's got to be an interior lineman.
He's a big boy.
You don't know what position
He's just
he
a big
is.
boy.
There's no,
He's just a big
I've
boy.
never
No
seen
way.
a DN
Yeah,
370.
no,
He's a big boy.
He's an interior lineman.
He's just
he
a big
really
boy.
370?
no way.
I know he goes.
What's
He's
his
the
320?
Jadavion Sweat. He goes right up the A gap.
Jadavion
A gap?
Sweat.
That's an interior lineman.
Oh yeah, same shit.
That's like a
DN.
nose tackle. That's not a DN.
Yeah, no, same thing. No, he goes right up the.
Is
knee,
he
just
373?
kills
Did Mike just pull out that number? Actually, no. I
he's
want
like-
to know this.
Dude, I don't even
He
know.
weighed 265.
Yeah, okay.
people. Oh, 265, 373. What's the difference?
That's 100.
He's just making
No,
making stuff up.
honestly-
But you won the game.
Regard me.
Regard you.
Regard me. Get all the facts out
The
of the way.
375-pound line.
Get all the facts out of the way here. I hate facts. Let's talk strictly about. Well, I'm gonna put like $300 on, or I don't even know how much I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put a large wager on Texas to win the national championship. I think we're gonna absolutely walk through Washington. It's a revenge game.
Plus 700.
Well, it's a rematch game, and we're gonna absolutely just. I don't know. I think we're gonna give it to them.
It's not.
Washington
It's
won
not
last.
Davion. It's
Tavondre.
Tavondre
That's
Sweat.
why.
He weighs
That's why.
362 pounds.
And he's a
All
big
right,
Texas
see?
fan. Big
All
Texas
right,
guy.
all right,
You're
all right.
huge
All
right,
fan
all right.
for 20 years.
The
All right,
name or
names,
position
names,
of
names.
the
All
player.
right,
Michael's
yeah.
been a fan for 15
Name
years,
3
20 years. He's been knowing
Names,
Texas
positions,
football.
big things, whatever. I think we're gonna win the Natty. I'm gonna fly to Houston if we make it. That's about it.
You're flying to Houston.
Yeah, if we make it to a Natty, I'm gonna fly.
Buy the ticket now so you can throw away your money.
No, why would I do that?
No, he's already doing that bet on Texas.
Oh.
Dang.
Well, you
Y'all
should
can say whatever you want,
You
but
should
when
buy
your
the
team makes it
ticket.
into a playoff, talk to me.
buy the ticket now
I did
and then
last
sell
year,
the
the
ticket.
year before, the year before.
What are you talking about now? You live in the past?
Ooh,
You
I
don't
live
even have a
now.
playoff win. You don't even have a playoff win. You
This is
love
our first
one thing.
playoff berth.
It's like fantasy football for you. You love this. You love getting in and not doing anything,
Whoa,
don't you?
whoa, whoa,
Oh my
whoa,
God.
whoa,
He
whoa.
loves the participation
Whoa,
shit.
Nelly.
Like Texas won the Big 12 with one loss. Oh shit. Every
Hey,
other conference we
hey,
have a loss.
Let's clap it up though.
You
First-
guys aren't
first
even
bit-
being talked about. Why are you talking shit on us?
We had a bad year. Our
You
bad
guys are
year's not.
shit.
Our bad year's
You
not
guys
in the
have had
playoffs.
a bad
You're
3 years. You lose to the same fucking team every year. You guys can't make the fucking championship in your own goddamn conference.
Michigan owns you.
Ohio State.
Dude, you
guys
can't win.
fucking suck. You're losing your quarterback.
almost
You're
beat the
losing
best
everybody.
team.
You guys
beat the
have
best team in the
11 people in
country.
the transfer
You haven't
portal.
won a f***ing college football.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
I will. You f***ing such a.
No. Hey, stop. Yeah, sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. I think it was a lighting issue or something.
Yeah, or a f***ing mental retardation issue.
Oh, I'm gonna stick with the lighting. It was the lighting. We were just talking about, I think, how Ohio State missed the playoffs.
Oh, they've lost.
I think you said they had lost 3 years in a row.
I think he
and
was
then
trying to
the
bring
lights
up
went out.
a team that isn't in anyone's conversation and trying to make it part of my conversation, but I wasn't.
He's trying
having
to steal your show. It's your show.
Sidebar, just real quick. That was interesting that Ohio State was never even mentioned once.
They didn't even send someone to the school. It was like the 6 cameras,
Yeah.
like the boxes. Yeah.
They weren't even in like the selection committee, like the highlight tape. Like they didn't even.
That was rough.
Which was interesting because if you looked at like after the Ohio State game was over against Michigan, they said I think it was like what 40-something% chance.
No, yeah, I have no idea why we weren't even talking about it. We have one loss to the number 1 team now in the nation, and our strength of schedule was, I think, the 3rd in the entire nation.
Yeah, I wonder if it was strictly because Alabama won and Florida
Because there
State
was 5
won.
Power 5.
Like I think
Yeah,
if Georgia
actually,
won
yeah.
and then Florida State would have lost, then you could have started talking about like Bama getting in over like a Texas, or if like Oregon won or something, there were one loss. I don't even know, but it was interesting that they didn't send any. Like that wasn't even a conversation.
Yeah.
That
God,
was,
speaking of Oregon, they got walloped.
yeah, Oregon got killed.
They got
I don't know.
walloped.
Bo Nix in primetime games, I've seen enough of it.
Yeah,
I've seen enough. I mean,
I've seen enough of Auburn to know
The whole
who he is.
76%.
how are we feeling about
pass
Washington?
completion,
They're
doing all
like
screens.
by far the least talked about team in this entire
yeah,
college
good
football
ones.
playoffs.
I still think they're overrated. I was just almost right about the Pac-12. I was just not.
So are you betting Texas then? Well, I mean, we're not picking our side, but Texas is playing Washington. I know how you feel about Texas. Washington's overrated. Are you rolling with
No,
the
both
Longhorns?
these teams suck. I'm just gonna not watch the game. It's a waste of my breath.
You're not gonna bet. You're not gonna bet a
I'm not gonna
playoff
watch
game?
the Heisman.
What Heisman?
Michael Penix.
How
Baby.
would your guy's getting he's so far ahead,
Jane
it's not even
Daniels
close. Daniels is like gifting.
He's like
The
minus
Heisman
300
finalists
or
were
something.
Daniels. It was Daniels, Marvin Harrison,
Bo Nix.
Penix, and Bo Nix,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, your guy's minus 800 right
I know. As an LSU fan, I'm gonna be honest. Like I love Jade Daniels. I think Michael Penix should be the Heisman.
I mean,
Not to switch
I
this to
disagree.
Heisman.
I actually agree.
I disagree.
But yeah.
I disagree only because you don't have the number 1 offense in the nation without putting up unbelievable numbers, and that is exactly what Jaden Daniels did.
The guy has more yards than 82 college football programs.
No, I know.
week.
He's
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Per week, he averages more than 82 college football programs.
You're saying his solo yards.
solo-
Dude,
So
there's
it's like-
133 teams. That's insane.
That's why he's unbelievable. He broke he's like
Well, he had better stats
That's
than Burrow's
insane.
season. I saw. But it's hard.
Oh.
I do feel a certain type of way about the Heisman going to a team that's just like not even in any conversation.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
That does feel kind of weird. To me.
because this Washington team, like without Michael Penix, like
No, but Penix
They're
hasn't
dead.
really done
They're
anything to do anything the last like 4 weeks. Like his touchdown interception ratio has barely been 2 to like I don't even think it was 2 to 1.
He has been coming in clutch though at the
Yeah.
end of games.
He had a passing touchdown.
like there's something about the dude when they're just a winner. Like I don't know, like say what you will about like they've tailed off. Like they haven't looked like the first half of the season Washington when Michael Penix was going for like 450 every game and like 4 or 5 touchdowns. But like, dude, against tough teams, like in tough places, like they're still pulling out wins.
Yeah.
He's still the guy like in the fourth quarter who every time they need to like have a big drive, like he comes
just
up
never
clutch.
give that guy the Heisman for some
That's what I was
reason.
gonna say.
And his
I
team's
don't
the
know if
number
that-
2. Like,
I mean,
They never give that guy. The
I think it definitely will help his draft stock because it shows like the kind of leader he is. Like he has that team.
Yeah.
That team, as far as talent goes, I do not think is a playoff team. Like if you look at, there's so many teams that
Double
have better
team
rosters.
Like their
There's
their
2 or 3
defense
players on that team, and that's it.
Their
Exactly.
defense is like very, very suspect. Like they can give up big yards quick. Like you don't know what kind of defense is going to show up. Like at home they're good, but like on the road you really don't know. Like they get into shootouts every time. And Penix, like
Dude, I would
dude,
love
it's just him and Odunze and like another
do the
receiver.
Belichick take out the wide receiver one, and I'd love to see that team.
Well,
actually
that's
play.
kind of why I'm not trying to bring this back to Florida State, but I would have loved to see a game. They give, obviously the last game Florida State played, they didn't have their even the backup. It was the third string. You give that backup quarterback a month to prepare for Washington. I would have actually loved to see a Florida State-Washington game. I don't think it would have been the blowout everyone's saying because Florida State's defense is crazy. I think they would double team Romeo, and I don't know if they'd be able to really run on them with that defensive line. And then Washington's defense just like isn't
They're not great.
anything
Isn't great.
spectacular.
Florida State's offense isn't great, so it would have.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
it would have
saying.
been.
And I think it would have been a relatively.
I
good
think it
game.
depends where the game is played.
If Texas doesn't double team Odunze, you guys are just retarded. I mean, they don't. That's all they do.
No,
they
I
throw
agree.
it up to grabs.
I
It's not
agree.
even a play. It's a literal throw for grabs.
Their running back's been actually kind of balling too.
Yeah,
I forget his name.
He-
but
We have
he's
the 6th
doing-
best run
He's like
defense in the nation.
160.
Dude, it's okay though to throw it up for grabs when you got.
I know.
Dunes.
Yeah,
He's
Well,
a beast.
the way to
facts.
prevent
That's
that is
facts.
to
He's a
just don't
beast.
take him out of the game. It's really not that hard.
Yeah, no, it's
Sweep the leg.
No.
just take him out early. That is the good strat for Texas.
Me him in the
long
parking
way.
lot.
Yeah, I mean, they do something to Quinn early. Send Arch in there. Who knows what happens?
That'd be a dub.
Who
That'd
knows
be
what
wild.
happens?
That'd
But
be
yeah,
wild.
I'm very excited to see Washington play. That was Tate and I absolutely nailed that.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely nailed that.
That was so sick.
We are being preseason Pac-12 champions.
I mean, that's awesome. Undefeated.
Undefeated.
The whole year?
Pac-12
That's so
champions.
sick.
Bet them every step of the way.
That's
They
so sick.
let us bet them as underdogs twice
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
season.
plus,
So
was
that was
awesome.
plus 9.5.
And they're underdogs
That's
again in the
insane.
playoffs.
Wait, what?
I said they're underdogs again in the playoffs.
They're favored by 3.
Are they?
They're
When
plus-
I thought,
looked
I'm pretty
earlier
sure
today-
Texas is minus
plus
4.
4 now.
Texas
Look it
is
up.
minus.
Washington's plus
Yeah.
4 now.
I think Texas is.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
Texas
was
is
always
minus
favored.
4. Yeah,
They're
yeah,
always
okay.
favored.
Yeah, my own team is the first time ever being in the playoffs, and I don't even know the spread of the game.
Well, he thought
Well,
they were
it's the
4.
first time.
Well,
Let him, he's not used to
on
this.
Sunday, and it's now
That was-
Tuesday.
It was
and
never.
so-
That was never the
There's
spread.
never in a universe.
It was never the spread. Texas
Yeah.
was always favored.
They were always favored.
It's okay.
100%.
New people to subjects don't.
Look 'em, I'll take.
Always favored. It's a new thing.
Hey,
The guy's so.
if
so
Texas
upset.
wins the Natty though, same amount of college football playoff, natties. Well, since the college football playoff started as Ohio State.
Same as
and
Ohio
LSU.
I would not shut
Yeah.
up.
Hey, no one's gonna. Not as many as close.
I'm
We got
already
2
not
rings,
gonna
man.
shut up.
2
But
rings.
shit.
Yo, if you win the Natty, then obviously you have a leg to stand on for all these discussions. Yeah.
Oh,
But
I'll
if you
have-
just
I'll have like
lose first
7
round
legs.
If you lose
to an underwhelming yet
Washington
resilient
team. No,
Washington team,
I hear you. I hear you. I think we're gonna take this one pretty.
I mean, you're 4-point underdogs. You gotta win.
I love it.
Yeah, you gotta win.
I love it.
Might go 7 after the game.
Yeah, but going back to the Ohio State thing, not even really talking about the team, how you performed this year, because we all know what happened. Clearly, I think. Also, if we're talking about best teams, I think probably one of the best 4 teams in the country. I would take Ohio State's roster
We're
over
good.
Washington's.
We had a
and
bad game- one
Texas,
bad game.
and to be
First
honest,
year, yeah.
probably Michigan too. But you guys had a lot of players leave your program in the last couple of days. 11, and then I think 9 of those were 4 stars or better.
Wow.
And
the
so-
quarterback.
Plus,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
Colin
plus the wide receiver.
McCord.
So you're losing the both Fleming and you're losing Marvin Harrison and Emeka, and then Fleming, your next guy, he's transferring out now, along with Kyle McCord, the quarterback. The
Mid
running back's
McCord.
losing.
Mid McCord.
Yeah, I guess I think our cameraman Kevin, you say like Honda McCord, which is pretty awesome. But what I just need to open the floor. Are you worried? Is this mass exodus away from Ohio State? Is this something to be worried about, or is it a reset that you need?
It's the Ryan Day effect.
Nothing bad. No, there's nothing bad about it. I mean, Ryan Day.
Nothing
Ryan
bad?
Day doesn't. No.
It's gonna be a little.
We have. I mean, it was unfortunate we lost our number 1 quarterback recruit in the country. He just transferred to Georgia. He's going to
Yeah.
Ohio State, but we got the number 3. So I mean, Aaron Nolan's a dog. He's one of the best quarterbacks coming out of the 2024 class, and we have the number 1 overall recruit, wide receiver Jeremiah Smith. So like, we have a replacement. Exactly. We have Carnell Tate, who was a 5-star his freshman year last year, got hurt, barely played.
For a quarterback?
No, for a wide receiver.
For a wide receiver.
And we have Jeremiah Smith, the number 1 in all of, not just wide receiver, in all of the class of 2024.
For quarterbacks, as far as that goes, I know Aaron Nolan. He's not a freshman yet. He's coming into college. Correct?
Next year he's coming in.
Next year. So as far as quarterback for next year, I saw they're interested in the portal and a couple targets. I saw Cam Ward's name being thrown around a little bit
Oh
from
my god, I
Washington
would
State.
love that.
I saw Dante Moore getting thrown around. Although a lot of people
I'm
are
good
saying
with Dante Moore.
Dude, give me Cameron Ward.
a lot of people are saying Dante Moore is going to go to Michigan. All of a sudden, Cam Ward apparently really likes Miami. I saw a couple people.
Of course he does.
You love it.
Miami.
Red lights.
I don't
Cam
know.
Ward's
I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. Are you
But I'm not
worried at all
worried.
for next year?
I'm
Okay.
not worried at all.
For
I mean,
the immediate future for next year. You think they'll?
not at all. I mean, it's
Okay.
been
Well, especially with the
11
expansion,
years.
I think they'll be.
Fair enough. But, I mean, there's a difference also between being a potential like champion and then just making the playoffs. That's what I'm wondering. Is Ohio State going to stay at that?
Oh yeah, potential champion. Of course.
Potential
I
champion.
mean, right now I thought we were a potential champion. We just had one game where we lost by 4 or 5 points. to a
Sure. I
good
mean,
team in
you're the
Michigan.
1 overall seed if you beat
So
Michigan.
I'm saying, so like, I think I'm not worried at all. I haven't been worried, and next year we'll do the same thing we did this year, and we'll make the playoffs now.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. And then I guess keeping on the topic of the transfer portal, have you guys seen all the quarterbacks that are leaving?
Oh yeah.
There's over
out of
900
control.
players in the transfer
Trying to get
portal.
that bag.
Insane.
Last time I checked.
NIL,
Yeah,
baby.
it's crazy. Dylan Gabriel leaving Oklahoma to go, what everyone's saying, to Oregon
Potentially.
to replace Bo Nix.
Wow.
That'll be interesting. I mean, it's not a surprise he's leaving Oklahoma because they had Jackson Arnold and they already said, like, hey, you're the backup. You're going to start next season. It kind of leaves Texas in an interesting spot, similar spot to what you guys have. If
With
Quinn
Arch
Ewers,
and Quinn.
if he decides to come
Yeah.
back, do you tell Arch, hey, see you
No,
later,
You tell Quinn.
or in let him
Gotta go.
transfer, or you
Yeah.
tell Quinn like you got to go, buddy?
Mr. Average.
I mean, I think it's if we win a natty, how can we say no, Quinn? Right?
I think if you win a natty, it'd be crazy for him to stay.
Yeah. he'd have
He's the top of his top.
Yeah,
Get out
his
of
draft
there
stock
as fast
would
as you can.
never be higher.
Although, you say that, but the quarterback class this year is literally insane.
It is
So
really
it's
good. But I feel like there's also like if you're lead your team to a national championship, like you'll get drafted in the first couple rounds. Like it'll just happen. Like he'll get drafted probably 3rd or 4th round at least.
Yeah, but that's like.
That's his ceiling though.
But he's not like you're never picking him top 10. Doesn't matter what draft class you're taking.
No, I agree with that, but I think you can guarantee something of like a, I don't know, safely higher thing if you're in a quarterback class that's
All right.
less.
Say you
insane.
win a game and lose the Natty. Quinn says he wants to come back. You're making the decisions at Texas. Do you say Quinn come back and then you get rid of the last 2 years of Arch Manning, or do you say Arch time?
No, I probably give it to Arch.
Give it to Arch.
If we don't win a Natty, I give it to Arch.
You give it to Arch.
Give the dog.
Yeah, and a couple more quarterbacks. I saw Riley Leonard is in the transfer portal.
Notre Dame.
He at one point in the season was I think the 2 or 3 projected overall quarterback. Going into the draft, and then he was it MCL or PCL or Achilles.
Everything.
So he like tore everything. Apparently Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's what everyone's saying. It's just going to replace Sam Hartman. DJU, transfer portal.
Good for him.
The Avatar.
The rumors are back to the ACC.
He's disappearing from another team.
Yep. The leading candidate, Florida State right now for DJU to replace Jordan
That'd be
Travis.
That'd be lit.
And then his second one's Louisville, which I heard. And then last one, we already kind of mentioned Dante Moore from UCLA.
He's trash.
5-star.
Yeah,
Ohio State and Michigan are the 2 that people are saying. for him.
I thought it was Michigan State.
What is it-
It's
what is it-
Michigan?
No, it's
What
Michigan.
does he want to be, like the 3rd string quarterback on one of those teams?
He would start on both those teams.
That's pathetic.
He would start.
He's trash.
Maybe
I don't think he's very good, but he would start. I mean, they don't really have any other quarterbacks for Ohio State or Michigan right
It can't
now.
be worse than McCord, right?
Ford's not as bad as everyone thinks.
I heard.
No, he's not bad.
I heard McCord's thinking about transferring. I think what was it, Nebraska? Nebraska, you were saying? Yeah. Our cameraman Kevin's kept up to it. Nebraska's the leading candidate for McCord. So big program.
That's almost as good as Ohio State.
Big program.
That's
Well, they have good
Matt
corn.
Rule. Matt
yeah,
Rule?
Matt Rule, Nebraska.
The most blown games
I heard.
ever before.
I heard he was talking. He was to his boosters. He was like, "Hey, if you guys want a quarterback, I need $2 million." So
They ain't giving McCord $2 million. He ain't giving McCord $2
that's
million.
the price for a quarterback now with
Not
that
McCord,
NIL
That's
deals.
insane.
He's probably a little cheaper than that. But all right, last thing, and then we're gonna get into a little NFL because I know we talked a lot of college football.
Yeah.
Current odds, I'm just going to lay them out. At these odds, everyone's going to tell me best bet to win it all. We're going to have an episode where we go specifically talking about the games and the spreads as everything gets closer, but that's like almost a month away. Current odds, Michigan plus 160, Bama plus 200, Texas plus 300, Washington plus 700. Mario, given those odds, best bet to win it all.
I really like Bama plus 200. I mean, I hate Alabama,
Yeah.
but I mean, you're getting 2-1 under money, and I mean, Michigan's reaction when they got paired
They
with
look depressed.
I mean, you hear just everyone just going, and then like you see like the boosters and donors in the back, like they all like are all surprised and they all like start like trying to stand up and clap, like try to, and then they're like, yeah, we won them. They're like, no, you don't. Like, you know what's gonna happen.
I mean, the only team in the Final Four to win a natty or like a playoff game for that matter.
Yeah.
And so they have experience for days, obviously, with Saban. So you're going Bama plus
Because
200.
if they beat Michigan, I like them over Texas. Like if they get to play Texas again, I think that's huge. Like playing a team twice. And Washington, obviously, you know, they're the 4th ranked odds for a reason. I think they're a little weak. So
More than double the 3rd.
So I mean, I think if you take off Michigan, that's probably your hardest game. So I don't know. I like that.
Do you like Bama plus 200? Mike,
So
I have a feeling I know where you're going.
Well, okay. Obviously, I'm taking Texas, but you know, actually, the more I think about it, the more that I think Michigan might actually be the one who we're playing in the Natty. Because I mean, first and foremost, I think Washington is just pretty easy. Like I think we're gonna walk through it. But the only reason why I think that we're gonna be playing Michigan and then ends up being between the number 1 or the number 3 for odds. Obviously, I'm gonna take number 3 because it's my team and we have good value. But Michigan's defense is so good, and Alabama doesn't really have one. I mean, all of their games have been like extremely fun because they're really high scoring. And I don't know if they're going to be able to put up those kinds of numbers against Michigan. And I mean, that's about it. So when it comes down to Michigan or Texas, I'm going to take Texas every time. But
So Texas.
I mean, Texas.
Okay. That's how we started.
We didn't need a whole life story.
It was a whole. That was a ring around the rosy to get there. I was like, probably technically.
I'll pocket full of posies. Never mind.
But
Pocket full of posies.
Mike's got Sarkeesian's you know what stuck in his throat.
That's inappropriate.
Who do I think wins it all?
That's inappropriate.
Who do I think wins it? You can bleep it out if you want.
No,
Probably leave it.
No, it's just inappropriate.
So this pains me to say, and this is not what I'm betting, but I think the best bet here is actually Michigan plus 160. I think it's the best bet, not just like obviously they're the favorite, but I'm saying as far as value goes, I think everyone in the world is going to be on Bama. I don't know obviously what the numbers are. We'll wait and see. But I feel like the narrative is all shifted towards Bama, and Michigan's going to stay a favorite. I think it's going to tell you something when the entire world's on Bama. I think Michigan can pull it out, and I think they're going to be probably heavy favorites against either Texas or Washington.
Yeah.
And you're getting them plus money. So I think they win the first game. I like them at plus money for the championship. But the flyer I'm going to take here is Washington. I think Washington beats Texas the first game, and I think they'll be less than plus 700 favorites in the Natty. I think they play Michigan, and they'll probably be like plus, 320 or something like that. But Penix has just shown a way to win every game. Like we said, he just wins like 30 games. It doesn't look. They're not going to blow anyone out. They're not blowing out Texas. They're not blowing out anyone. But I've watched Penix every time, even as underdogs, 9.5-point underdogs. Just keep winning and winning and winning.
I know.
And you're getting 7-1. So.
And if that game comes to like a big drive, like you'd much rather have Michael Penix over Quinn Ewers.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a big Milroe fan all of a sudden because I like his composure. He like completely. I 180'd on him. I did not like him at all at the beginning of the year.
I did too.
But so Milroe and Penix for me both super mature, and I love the way they play quarterback. But if you're playing Washington, Texas, or what I think the Natty's gonna be Washington, Michigan, in both those games, give me Penix as the best quarterback in those games for sure over McCarthy.
I think Penix is the
Ewers.
best out of just the Final Four.
Yeah, something about Milroe just. I don't know. I'm on the fan club. I'm on the fan club now. But yeah, Penix is probably the best quarterback in there. So give me Washington at 7-1.
No, I love Milroe. I've been trying to defend that for
You have been on
so
his
long.
bandwagon. Yeah, you're totally right.
I just see it. Like I just see he's got that dog in him. I don't know how to describe it. And his throws were like bad at the beginning of the year, but like it was a lot of pressure. He was getting benched. It was like not like, oh, you're having bad games as a starter. You were not the starter yet. They were like questioning it. So like once he got in that flow, I mean, you just seen it. They've rolled ever since.
His deep ball is just gorgeous.
Yeah, and his like you said, composure, like end of the games, like he just never seems like he's worried that he's gonna lose. It's crazy.
It's almost like Saban knows how to like build up these quarterbacks.
No, yeah, he knows it a lot.
Well, I mean, he's most experienced.
The GOAT, yeah.
Most experienced one in this situation.
And to think he's only a sophomore. Every other quarterback, Quinn Ewers is what, 4th year? Michael Penix is 5th year. And J.J. McCarthy's senior year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a sophomore. And so it's only his 2nd year in college. So
I just think Bama as a whole, there's two. One thing you need is experience. None of these teams have experience. Like this is gonna be freaking out.
Because all these teams at this point, everyone's a 5-star. Like it's just like it's all mentality now.
Yeah.
It's all who shows up.
And it's like the press before, the build up, the talk, the commercials.
And Saban's a pro at it.
Saban's gonna have these kids in check, and I think that's gonna be the reason why they take it. And I think this is like. Saban's like been screwed the last. I mean, he's just been on the bench the last 3 years, just waiting for this opportunity to have Georgia gone, and they're gone. So I think this is a chance, and I think 3-1 or 2-1.
2-1.
I just think it's free.
So you're rolling with Bama.
Yeah, Bama's free.
Tate.
Actually, I couldn't actually agree more. I was kind of a little disappointed. I kind of liked the value of like betting Texas because I feel like they have a very good chance of getting to the actual championship game and then playing someone in the championship game. But like the whole argument of Alabama has so much more experience in this spot.
Oh yeah,
it's not even close, and that's got to prove so beneficial for that team.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to step away from Bama, especially because of that reason, but they do play Michigan first round. So I don't know. We'll see.
The winner of that game,
I think it's the toughest game.
Yeah.
It's a tough.
Well,
It's that super
brutal
tough game.
draw
So I
for
kind
It's like Georgia Ohio State.
Yeah, seriously.
Georgia Ohio State, TCU, Michigan last year.
It's weird. I kind of like the value in Texas because theoretically, if it does go a certain if we all think we're all sitting here, we all sat here and said we think Washington's defense is kind of suspect.
Yeah.
And that team's a little suspect, right? In the
And if
Pac-12.
Texas just rolls.
If Texas is just like, no, there's levels to this, we're better. If they do that, they only play the championship game against Bama or Michigan, and maybe they just have that game.
And what's their odds? 3
Plus 300.
We've
Texas?
also
So it's
already
Bama
beaten
plus
Bama.
300.
You beat Bama in week 2.
And they
I need
won't
to
be.
stop hearing
And Texas won't be plus
I need to
300
stop
beat them
hearing
natty.
Like, literally, it's the worst
I
argument.
said,
of
and
all
Texas
time.
will
When
not
they
be
beat us-
plus
Worst argument of all
300
When they
in the
beat us,
national
Worst
championship.
argument
then
of all
I'll
time.
stop talking about.
Worst
Yeah,
argument
probably
of all
not.
time.
Probably like plus 220 or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like whether it's Michigan,
when.
Bama,
Worst argument of all
whoever
time.
they're
when.
like, they're not going to be
Yeah.
plus 300. So there's a lot of value in
I was
Texas.
gonna say no.
That for me, it's only between Bama and Texas for
Texas,
much value.
in the last 7 weeks, they beat one. In the last 7 weeks, they beat one mediocre school. That's what Texas has done. And they've got the first 3 weeks they ran close games. The last 3 weeks they were.
I
they
mean,
looked-
all right.
they
I
looked
mean,
better.
Ohio State.
All I know is we took down the
Played one real
SEC
team.
champions, and you guys can't take your own conference
Week
champion.
2. It's
I
like
think-
the
I think-
argument for LSU Florida State. Like it's week 1. Like you
Yeah.
don't look at that
We
game and
haven't-
go, "Holy shit! Wow, week 1. Like, that really changed the whole course of the season." You get better as you move on.
Okay, so if we're talking about FSU and Texas, the difference is that FSU lost their key player. We didn't.
I'm talking.
We've
holy
also-
shit. I'm talking about beginning of the year games. You don't have to scream that you won. No one gives a f. It was week 2. You both were in the college football playoff. You wanted you guys to be out.
But
if it
you're-
mattered, Bama would be out.
Look,
if it
look,
mattered,
right,
Bama would be out.
right.
But they're not.
Your whole argument is pretty much saying, like, if I were to put it like in a very visual sense, you're saying that like week 2 when we played, Texas was here, Bama was here, and you think since then Bama's gone here and Texas has stayed here. I don't think that's the case. I think yes, both teams have gone
Bama
better.
has beaten
and I
real
think-
teams. Texas since Alabama has done nothing.
That's not true. They lost to Oklahoma.
My bad. They lost to the only other team in their division.
Hey man,
No,
when
they-
we win a natty,
Sorry, I didn't want to
talk
correct
me
you
later.
there.
Oh, no, it's okay.
They
That's
did
fair.
Yeah,
lose.
when
They
we
did.
when we win a
I need to make
natty
sure that.
and I have every f***ing leg to stand on, I will stand on all
So
of
many
them
legs,
above.
you've never
one,
seen so many
one
legs.
toe still.
No, I haven't seen this many legs. If
10
you
toes
win,
down, baby.
if you win,
10 toes down.
10 toes down.
Yeah, 10 toes down.
10
Like you
toes down.
said,
All right.
10 toes
All right,
down.
that made
I
me go
quickly
first.
want to get into a little bit of NFL recap. We're not going to talk a whole lot about NFL. And then we have a couple picks. We get to make the Thursday night pick because Wednesday. And then we also get the Army-Navy game for college.
Game of the year.
We have to pick both those games. Let's talk some NFL. NFL, while maybe overshadowed by college this weekend, still was a pretty electric
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Like, we had a lot go on
Very
in NFL.
topsy-turvy.
So, yeah, I just want to recap a couple things. We had what everyone thought was potentially the game of the year in the
Finally.
49ers-Eagles.
Finally, the Eagles got.
We said, wow, 10-1 Eagles. 49ers favorites on the road. Everyone,
roused
the
it.
sharp line was obviously 49ers.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, I went
All
Eagles.
over it.
My
Of
biggest
course.
bet of the week. Yep.
You know, I knew that was a thing.
Wait,
I
you went
even said
Eagles?
it. Oh no, I said I know the 49ers are going to win the game, but I will bet the Eagles plus the 3, of course.
You're 10-1.
Like I just donated.
Yeah, I don't. Okay.
No, I knew it was a donation. I said it when I was making the pick. I said the pick is San Francisco,
49ers,
but I'm taking
but-
the Eagles. Eagles got killed, 42-19
In Philadelphia.
in Philadelphia. I mean, is there any
Embarrassing.
argument? Does anyone think San Francisco is not the best team in the NFL now with Chase Young and everyone back? Is everyone are the best team?
I mean, they went 5-0, lost 3 in a row when
But they had a lot of injuries.
Yep, had a bunch of injuries. Brock Purdy was a little less than confident.
Then they got Chase Young.
And then they just, went. They're 4-0 right now, and they're looking to go 5-0 if they beat Seattle.
Is it?
Wait, what?
Nah, I'll save it for next week. There's a game this upcoming week
There's a
that
game.
we're going to talk about on Friday. Check out the episode. That will change my mind about who's the best team in football. But
You
we'll
think
see.
Seattle could take it? Oh,
No
wait.
Cowboys.
Okay. Sorry. I'm
Did you
stupid.
just ask
No,
if you
I'm
thought Seattle?
No, I'm stupid.
We're
No,
not
I'm stupid.
talking enough
No, I'm
about the Seahawks. No, that's a good point, Mike.
Russell Wilson and the Seahawks we need to be talking
No,
about.
I'm sorry.
Mike,
I'm
let me
sorry.
bring
I'm
that back
stupid.
for a second. You were saying when we were talking the 49ers best team, maybe it's Seattle.
No.
Maybe
You have
it's,
the floor.
No.
Well, let's think. They're getting Kenneth Walker back.
Ooh. I mean, Pete Carroll's
And-
You got DK on his
and if
fantasy
San
team.
Francisco
DB
loses
scored
out-
2.
Speaking of his
Which means
fantasy
they play
team,
Seattle
Mike.
this week.
Yeah.
They play Seattle
not
this
gonna
week.
So if San Francisco loses out and Seahawks win it.
Yeah, Seahawks win the head-to-head.
Wow.
I mean,
tiebreakers
tiebreaker.
galore. No, I think 49ers in the beginning of the season, I was like, oh my God, best team. Then they just, as we know, stumbled 3 in a row. We're like, what the heck? And then they've been dialed ever since. This is the scariest team
Yeah, they're
to play
insane.
in the entire NFL. I'd say they're the best team in the NFL, like pretty clearly. I don't even care what the record is the rest of the season. I think they should be favorites to win the Super Bowl
Their
forward.
defense is so good.
Their defense is unbelievable. I mean, Chase Young and Bosa on the D line should not be allowed.
Yeah.
That's
And
brutal.
Armstead and
not fair.
just everyone.
It's that team is so stacked, and then they just also happen to have one of the best running backs of all time.
Best offense is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I
That-
mean,
Like, they might have the best offense.
Debo's looking like 2
Offensive
years
line,
ago.
like a
Debo.
menace,
Brandon Ayuk,
like an
Taylor
absolute
Williams.
menace.
He's got that 50
Black Air
yarder.
Forces, yeah.
Their whole team.
Brandon Ayuk.
Every single player.
I mean,
He's
everyone.
finally living up to like what
Brock's
people thought he
MVP
could.
right
Yeah.
now. Like, you might not believe it, but he's MVP.
And then
right
George.
now.
Mike said,
No,
did
I
say
know.
that
Oh, dude,
in our
yeah.
MVP takes, Mike gave out Brock Purdy plus a shitload of points, and he skyrocketed up the rankings this week.
Yeah,
He's
was
he's a
third
favorite
and
right now.
Yeah, I know. He just
won't
absolutely.
win it,
he
but
was
he's
plus 1,600, I think, in like 10th place.
Yeah.
I
And
think it was
something
13, but yeah.
plus
yeah,
1,300, and
yeah.
then he's now favorite. So that was, I don't know if anyone saw that and bet that. Venmo Mike some money because he's
Bang.
gonna need it after all these fantasy bets that he lost.
Yeah, I'm out.
The next thing I don't want to talk about your fantasy
No,
team
I
though.
suck.
I'm just not
There's a
even gonna
pitch.
bring it up.
Because I suck.
Chiefs lose on Sunday night to the Packers. Jordan Love absolutely outdueled Patrick Mahomes. I mean, go ahead. What do you think about the game?
Just an absolute. If there is a more meaningless game in all of football, at the end of the year, this game will not matter at all. The Packers will maybe barely skin into the playoffs if not miss it, and the Chiefs will be hanging in the AFC Championship somehow. Maybe not in Arrowhead. Maybe not the Arrowhead Invitational or whatever, but it'll be the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. I mean, it's just
So this game means nothing.
meant literally nothing to
Okay.
either team, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Means nothing to either team.
What were you gonna say?
Meant a little something to me.
What does it mean to you?
Well, I may have wagered a bit of cash on the Chiefs money line. So it did mean a little something to me, but also the Chiefs all year, even besides like my bets that didn't pan out this week.
Yeah.
It just wasn't a good sign because the Chiefs, like we've said repeatedly on the show, that they have not looked like the dominant Chiefs team that we've
No,
seen in
their
the past.
offense is-
They were finding a way to win. I mean, they still have Andy Reid, they still have Patrick Mahomes. Like they're finding a way to win games,
That's the only reason they end up
but
winning games.
you can clearly tell this isn't the same team that's been favorites to win the Super Bowl every year. So that game was very concerning to me, just because like if it's not at Arrowhead, and you're playing at a tough environment on the road outside, you want to still be able to be confident in your team.
Perform, do something.
Yeah. So I didn't like that.
Yeah, I'm not like
Didn't like that.
this didn't tell me anything about the Chiefs that I didn't already know.
Yeah.
I've been kind of saying like this wasn't. I mean, I had the Packers as my bet, but regardless, it kind of surprised me. What did surprise me was how well Jordan Love was able to play against the Chiefs defense, because the Chiefs defense has been
Past 2
world
weeks,
class.
Jordan Love's been rolling.
He's been balling.
cruised through the Lions. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. This told me more about the Packers than I think it did the Chiefs. The Chiefs, we know what they are, but you're right. I mean, they're a playoff machine.
We'll see.
So yeah, there's
When it matters, we'll see.
exactly, and they have a big game this week, which we're gonna talk about on Friday.
No, massive game.
They play Buffalo, which is
Crazy.
a huge game for both teams actually, especially for the Chiefs team total wins.
And for Buffalo making the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
big game. 2 last points. Our Steelers got absolutely crushed by the 2-win Cardinals in Pittsburgh.
I was all over the Cardinals that week. They were Cardinals
me-
plus 5.5
me
were on my
Mar-
card.
me and Mario
He
had
was
it,
your
yeah.
upset. right?
I filmed. It's taped, so there is record of it. I filmed an upset pick. Forgot that because we went 0-5 for 3
We got
weeks in a row.
relegated.
We relegated the pick. So I actually hit my upset pick for once, and then it was a relegated pick, so we didn't even record it. But I just knew that was a spot, dude, because
Yeah.
I've all year not been impressed with the Steelers. I've told Tyler like how you guys the first like 5 or 6 weeks were like outscored and performed on
Outgained.
every yard, and somehow we're still had a winning record. I was like, credit to Mike Tomlin, because no other coach in the history would ever pull that out. But this team is not good.
I
Yeah.
purely just
So-
thought the Steelers have no business being outside of a field goal favorite to any team.
Except for this week.
We're gonna make a pick. We're making a pick for that in a second. But it
No,
is.
still
I
this
mean,
week.
Still this week.
I want
still
Ryan. I want to know what your thoughts are on our team. I mean, obviously Kenny's hurt, but we were getting killed before he got hurt as well. Do you think is our season over, or do you think we're still we're gonna get above 500? We're gonna grind our way in the playoffs.
Well, there's 2 ways you can look at it. One, are we making phone calls right now? Because there better be someone on the phone. There's a lot of backup quarterbacks in the league right now that could hop over if Kenny's going to be out. 'Cause
I mean, seriously, if Joe Burrow never got hurt, Jake Browning, would never see the field. The fact that dude would just be on the bench, and then Kenny Pickett's the starter every week, like not even sweating his job.
I saw a tweet this morning that was like
interesting.
Jake Browning stats against the Jaguars, and it was whatever 300-something yards, 2 touchdowns, and then it was Kenny Pickett's full game stats against the Jaguars when they played. It was like 94 passing yards and a pick. And it was like, this dude's a starter.
Yeah, I don't know. Jake Browning last week, no one was saying his name ever. This week is a little different. So it depends on how you look at it.
I mean,
But-
best Pac-12 quarterback of all time, statistically.
no.
Where did he play? He played Washington?
Washington.
No, he balled out, and in high school, he was rated as one of the best high school quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just think that we need to make some phone calls because our team is perfectly primed right now to do anything we want, especially in an AFC that just lost the Bengals and the Jaguars.
I mean, you guys are just asking for a good quarterback, just to like.
not even good, just like get the ball downfield.
Well,
to
good,
our
but I'm
players.
saying good. Like, you're like all of a sudden you go from like above 500's a win to like Super Bowl potential.
Dude, especially in the AFC this year. I mean, like you said.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Yeah.
So
this
open.
was my next topic,
All
anyways.
these injuries.
Yeah, the Jags losing Trevor Lawrence for the year. Or, okay, it's not for the year. We don't know how long he's out. I saw some people say, like, best estimate timeline would be, like, a Cooper Kupp recovery, which is, like, 3 to 4 weeks, which would still, in my opinion, kill the Jaguars. I don't think they're winning
that's
a
the
game
majority of the
without
year,
him. Yeah, I don't think they win a game
regular
without him.
Hey,
So
Beathard looked pretty good.
but, yeah, you have Burrow out. You get the Browns pretty much out now with Flacco, with Deshaun out, Trevor Lawrence out. I mean, this conference, especially if...
Bad year
like,
for quarterback.
Josh Allen, if he misses
yeah.
the playoffs, the Steelers can totally get in there.
I was about to say, bring up that point. The Steelers, if the Bills make the playoffs and the Chiefs don't have home field for the first time in...
Oh, watch
this
out for
might-
the Bills.
This might be their first year that they actually like have a chance.
Yeah.
It's like, what do they have to beat? A
Yeah.
divisional Dolphins team that they can...
No, I mean,
I'd
this will
say
be,
the Ravens.
I was going to say,
If
yeah.
they have to...
No, they
get
finally
matched
will
up.
have a chance to lose to someone other than Mahomes. Yeah, they'll lose to the Ravens
Yeah,
in
well,
the AFC Championship.
But yeah, I think
Skip
Steelers...
as a story. Good for the
Steelers-
legacy.
Hey, they haven't been to the AFC Championship in a few years. To get back, get a little taste of that
Get back
air.
time. But it's a big game from this week. We're going to talk all that game and more on Friday.
Hopefully Steelers can get their shit
But
together.
yeah, we're going to stick with Steelers here. We get one pick we get to make for NFL on
Bang.
Wednesdays. That is the Thursday night football game. Let's talk Thursday night. Thursday night football action. Patriots at Steelers.
Action used loosely.
Action paction.
Action-packed game. Steelers -6 without playoff Kenny.
Do you love punts?
And total 29.5. An electric Thursday night game they have lined up. Obviously, I'm going to start with Ryan, Steelers fan. We just talked a little Steelers. Is there any way we cover 6 against anyone in the league?
Yes, we do. I think there's no way the Patriots can win this game.
I mean, you're just betting on them scoring 0.
No, but there's no way the Patriots can win the game. Bill Belichick has to lose this game.
Why
has
does he
to
have to?
Give him Caleb. Give him the next version of his brain, Tom Brady, for this future.
He needs the first pick.
He needs the first.
needs the
pick.
first
And
pick.
it's very.
6-3. Steelers.
I think Steelers will put up points. I think Steelers will put up points.
Put up points?
We can get 17-6.
Whoa, that's a big...
Oh, I love 7.
17-6 final score of the under. I love it. Steelers are going to beat them easily. Our defense hopefully finally plays like they should. Like, please. Our
Play like we
defense
should. Tate, are you riding with Ryan Steelers in the under?
No. We're gonna go with the Patriots and the under.
I thought you said this number
Bang.
should never be this big.
For the Steelers.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
the Steelers.
that means
they
it's
should
Vegas.
never. They should never
Exactly. Vegas.
Vegas knows
Vegas
is what
knows.
you're saying.
It's the
What
double
would you
thing.
set this line at? 2.5?
It's the double thing.
1.5?
be. No, I don't care.
Pick
what
'em.
it is.
I would have
I'm
set
just
it at
saying,
like
I'll never
3.5,
bet this.
4.
I'll never bet the Steelers.
You're never
team.
laying a touchdown with the Steelers.
No, it's gonna be
might not score a
13-9. Steelers win.
Oh, we win the game.
Yes.
As long as we
Yeah,
win.
feel
So you
good.
love the under, though.
I love the under.
Okay.
So it's just a field goal masterclass.
Field goal master.
Never seen kicking like
I
it.
have Chris Boswell, so hopefully,
Bang.
something happens in fantasy there. I love this game. This is my Thursday night game of my lifetime. Thursday night game of all time,
World,
forever,
yeah.
mega nuke. Because I have 3 plays for you.
my
Not
God.
only the side and the total.
triple dip?
A team total. Yes, triple dip, and this is a big play. You're laying the number with the Steelers.
Love it.
Steelers -6. It's a must play.
Must play.
It's a must play. We should never be favored against anyone. We're obviously going to take the under.
Yeah.
Taking the under for one simple reason: the Patriots are going to score 0 points.
Yeah.
They scored 0 points last week.
They might score 3.
I don't think they do. I got a text this week, and shout out Jason who watched the show.
Friend of the pod.
Jason texts me. He goes, "You need to be betting Patriots team total under every week until they get last place and get Caleb Williams." Because they're clearly tanking
Genius.
for Caleb Williams. And they just intentionally don't score points. I mean, their defense, like the Chargers scored 6.
We need to get Jason on the ball.
I know, seriously. When he texted me that, I was like, oh my God, sharpest thing of all time. So my mega nuke whale play, Patriots team total under 12.5 for this game.
Wow, that's really high.
12.5 for this game.
It's really low.
12.5. No, it's very
No,
high.
it's way too
Very
high.
I haven't scored 12.5 in like a year and a half.
Way too high for
But
that.
yeah, Steelers minus the 6, under 29.5. Patriots team total under 12.5 is the main play.
Sure.
All three.
I might add that.
Okay,
team total.
well, I'm now changing my number 1 pick for this game to the Patriots team total under 12.5.
Sharp.
As the Patriots are the worst offense in the league, averaging 12.3 points per game.
Wow.
So already averaging under their team total.
And that's
number.
including the beginning of the year where they beat a couple teams.
And I mean, that's just
actually
serendipity. I mean,
insane.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Their average is below what the line is.
Yes, dude, I'm telling you, that's serendipity.
It just has to go.
And
So-
Steelers defense is above average.
It just has
Hey,
to be 13.
Before that, before I was taking Patriots team total under 12.5 because that was ridiculously way too high for them. I was so far on the under of 30.5 that, or I'm sorry, 29.5. That just blows my mind. This is the 28 ranked Steelers offense versus the 32nd Patriots offense.
I'm live switching to the over.
Patriots are, I mean, I don't give a shit about what you're doing.
54% of my bets would.
He's just trying
Okay,
to make
cool.
a pick, give him to the people.
Text.
Michael doesn't care.
Yeah,
Michael
I
does
don't
not
care.
care.
I don't care.
Doesn't care about giving good picks either.
49%.
I just don't care about what you're doing. But yeah, anyways,
irrelevant.
Patriots.
He's a writer. You guys are
Patriots
He's a writer.
worst
Stay irrelevant. He's a
offense,
writer.
averaging 12.3 points a game, going against Steelers number 6 defense in the league, only allowing 19.1, but that might be like 5 in this game. I don't know how it's gonna be 5, but it might be 5.
Sharp, not
No,
5.
19 and 12 is 31, by the way. That's the over.
What?
The two stats you just gave for both teams, their average points they give up, 19 and 12.
But he's saying it's going under.
I know. I'm saying that's over, but he's betting the under. Just for giving it stats.
What are you saying? What actually? What are you saying?
The teams, the points they give up,
Do you understand?
19 and 12.
Okay.
Average
All right.
points
You know
they
what? I give up. I'm taking Patriots team total under, and I'm taking the under
I
of
love the
29
team
and a
total
half.
under.
Like that.
They score
I
0
give up.
points. Shout
I give
out
up
Mike.
trying to fucking
Team total under.
logic with this kid.
Mario.
Oh, language. Relax.
Mario. What is your pick?
I'll
for
bring
the
the
game?
logic back.
Thank you. Thank you for some logic.
I'm gonna start off. I'm adding the Patriots under 12.5.
Love
Team
it. Good
total.
pick.
That's
That's
my
a
mega
great bet.
whale
No,
play.
that's a great bet.
great bet.
That's a great bet.
I was
my
never
mega
gonna
whale
touch that until Tyler told me
Mega whale play.
mega whale
Shout out
play.
Jason.
I got to ride. So
21-11.
we're riding. Dude, this is a tough spot. I keep flip flopping on.
Flip-flop.
First, I was easily Patriots +6. Then I flipped because I was like, well, the line should never be.
Way too much.
But then
All the
I
public's
forgot.
on-
But then
everyone's on Patriots early.
So everyone's on Patriots early, but then everyone's going to be like, well, this line shouldn't be this big. Steelers come with the underflow of the cash.
The
But then-
underflow.
But then you're going to see the last second
Mega
tsunami
nuke.
switch back to the Patriots because everyone's forgetting this is a pride game for Belichick, Tomlin. They have a lot of battles. They have a lot of history. It's a historical game.
We've lost a lot of those
Belichick's going to lose this game, but he's in control. He's playing 4D chess over here. Belichick knows how to lose this game
By 4.
by 4. Literally by 4. Belichick's like, he could win this game if he wanted to because he could just destroy the Steelers' offense. Steelers' offense could literally put up.
Negative.
could have a-
They could put up negative points.
They could
Final
put up
score
negative.
12-16.
He could
Goff
golf.
has been balling.
He could pull a Goff on them. Like he could literally like embarrass them like he did to Jared Goff in the Super Bowl. Like if he wants to, but he's not going to because he knows he has to get Caleb. So
Can't make it too
16-12
so then
final
I'm back
score.
on the Patriots plus the 6.
But the team total under.
Team total under and under in the game.
Yeah, I mean, the game's
Bang.
got to go under.
I'm
If
going
you're
I
on
actually
Patriots.
think this
Also,
game,
wait, that's consensus
Patriots-
for the under, right?
No, I'm on the over.
No, he's
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
that's
over.
right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Patriots might.
I love that.
Patriots. This game might be 6-3, dude.
As long as the Steelers win and the team total under comes, like,
21-10 final score.
good for me. Good for me.
13-9.
13. That's a lot of unders.
It's either 10-6 or 6-3.
Any of those scores work for me.
Yep.
Any of those scores work for me.
Steelers
As long-
win, but only because Belichick wants it.
That's fine.
16-12.
I'll take it.
Too much pride
But there's your Thursday
much
night
history.
picks. A lot of, we kind of gave out every side there.
Every side. every side.
Love
Every
to-
Yeah, we did.
every side. One more pick. We get to pick Army Navy college football.
Oh, yeah.
Army Navy.
Legendary game.
all over it.
Army Navy game. Army Navy game. Arguably the most electric college football game of the year, every single year.
0 points.
Points are scored At a premium.
Rarely.
Yeah, rarely in this game.
That's why when they do score, I mean, it's just electric.
I have a tradition every year. I have to make one bet on the Army-Navy game. Everyone knows what it is.
Everyone knows the rules.
But I'll make the pick last because there's probably a lot sharper plays to be given out in this game. But Army-Navy, Army minus 2.5, total 27.5. Mario, I'm starting with you here. It's the only college football game of the week. We get one game to bet on.
Yep.
Saturday game.
Yep.
Are a lot of points going to be scored?
I know this isn't the answer you want to hear, but it's the answer you need to hear.
Okay.
It's I'm taking the under.
Wow.
Insane.
Okay.
Listen, when it's a battle between the armed forces, it's not just a football game. This is war. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Yeah.
Land versus sea. Whatever, however you want to look at it.
Bald eagles fighting each other.
Maybe. That's a possibility. I don't know where the game's being played. I don't know the geography. I don't know.
Games in Foxborough.
Yeah, I don't know if
Foxborough.
They might not have eagles in Foxborough.
they might not have bald eagles. It might just regular eagles.
Massachusetts, they do.
I don't know.
I think they
We'll
have
to
the
check.
Eagles in Massachusetts.
We'll have
They
to check the
Yeah.
animal
have
count.
bald eagles there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Massachusetts is part of America.
Yep.
That's not-
Continue, Mario. Continue, Mario. Let's keep going. I'm not going to speed bump on that.
No, that's true.
Strangely enough, I'm gonna ride with Navy here.
Ooh.
Plus the 2.5. Because Army has just in spots look good. But I feel like Navy this year, I just feel like
It's a Navy year.
You just
it's a
feel it
Navy
in your
year.
palms.
It's a Navy year, and you're going under.
And I'm going way under.
All right, Mike.
Way in.
He's going Navy plus
spread.
2.5 and the under 27.5. Are you riding with him?
Well, first of all, I just want to say this is hilarious because it's literally the exact same teams going up against each other. Army's number 124 in offense in the league or in the nation. Navy's 123. Army's defense 55. Navy's 54.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it's literally it's hilarious. And then
crazy.
Army has the number 2 rushing offense, and Navy has the number 3 rushing most offense.
And
It's
they're
incredible.
both 5 and 6.
The rushing most offense.
rushing most offense.
Yeah, most rushing offense.
Yeah. Who has number 1? It's got to be Air Force, right?
I have no idea actually. I just saw
Shout
that
out
they were 2 and 3.
All the armed forces.
But that is really funny. I thought it was hilarious.
They love to keep it on the ground.
That's all they do.
Regardless, I'm definitely with Mario on the under of 27.5. It's historically hit, and these guys just don't like to score. They just don't like it. Like they're allergic to it. And I'm also taking Navy plus 2.5. So I'm fully with Mario here. The reason why,
Wow.
the one thing that I think is gonna
might have to pull an Army card.
no, that's fine. Yeah. Flip on me. I don't care. All I'm saying, Navy number 3
loves
in
when people
turnover
transition.
differential. Versus they have plus 11 in that. Going against Army number 127, averaging 2.3 giveaways a game. I don't actually understand why Navy is underdogged here, but Navy plus 2.5
I mean,
and the
it
under
makes
of
no
27
sense
and a half.
that they should be under.
So bang.
Yeah. All right, I'm
For
skipping
all the
myself.
stats you gave out.
Ryan, are you riding with Navy in the under?
Please take Army on the over.
I'm gonna go. Why would you want that? I have a way better percentage than you in everything.
Because you love to be against me.
All right,
No,
all right.
I want to make money. I'm gonna take the under just because the number's too small. It's just free.
Tradition.
It's probably they go to like 25.5 just because not enough people are gonna bet the over. Like literally not enough people bet it. I guarantee there's gonna be so much money on this under for no reason. And yeah, I think Army already beat Navy this year. Did they already play?
No.
Oh, it's just 1 year.
No, this
Oh,
is when they
yeah, I'm gonna take Navy only because, and it's an under this small. Normally, the underdog isn't a bad bet to be in the points because they're predicting the game to be close if there's not that many points. So, no idea about any of these teams. Just mathematically, Navy plus 2.5 in the under.
So 3 people on Navy and the under. Tate, are you riding?
I'm taking Army in the under.
Wow.
Oh.
Army and the under.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Everyone-
I
everyone-
love.
No, go Army.
Well,
Go
we got
Army.
4 unders.
4 unders.
Tyler, can we make
No,
this?
I kind
let-
of think
let's let Tate.
Army has tried to throw the ball a couple. Like there've been a couple games this year that they've thrown the ball more than double-digit times.
Yeah, which is big for them.
Well, that's huge for them.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, whoa, they've got some play. They might whip
Yeah.
up some plays.
You wouldn't
against Navy
expect
here
that
and
out
just-
of an
yeah.
Army team,
Exactly.
to try to go with some Air Force.
No,
but no.
There's Navy really. Whoa,
That was so good.
That was good.
good.
Shout
That
out
was
Kyle.
so good.
Anyway,
Throw in Space Force
Army
too.
in the under.
Army in the under. Yeah. No, so every year I make the same bet.
Slash day mistake.
Yeah. I bet the over in the Army-Navy game. It's a tradition. I love doing it.
all this time.
Yeah.
There's nothing more patriotic than waking up and betting an over. You know it's
It's like
never
the
going to hit.
Iowa State game.
Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
Christmas,
Well,
and Tyler Benton.
I mortal locked the Air Force. I think it was Air Force Army.
Yeah.
Over.
Early in the season, there was the over.
Got murdered.
I think it was like 19 or 18 points scored in that game, something like that. It was electric.
about right.
No, this number's too small. I mean, these teams are electric. They both have high-powered offenses. Mike said
Top rushing
offenses in the league.
Top rushing.
So, I mean, you've got to go over here. Over 27.5 is the play. I don't care about the side. Just points. Points. I love America. I love football. Wake up on Saturday, bet the over. Points.
Bang.
That's all I have to say.
By the way,
Bang, bang,
simple as
bang.
That's all I
that.
have to say.
Bang, bang,
And that's
bang,
it.
bang.
Big show.
Big show.
Big roundup.
Bang, bang, bang.
Biggest Wednesday roundup we've had. A lot to talk about. No college episode this week. We just made our only college pick.
Yep.
But we have an episode on Friday.
Yeah.
So a lot to recap. We are going to have college episodes next week though because we have bowl games starting up. So we'll do bowl
yeah.
game specials over and over and over again. And you might get some content coming soon from Vegas because we have a couple little sneaky trips planned. We might be going to
You're in for
the
a treat.
NBA in-season tournament
You're in for a
semifinals.
treat.
We might have a New Year's trip planned. I don't know, there's a lot going
lot
on.
of
A lot
cycles
going on behind the
moving.
scenes,
Don't
so
worry
stay
about
tuned for that. Tate, before they log out and then come back on Friday to watch the Friday episode, tell the people what they need to do.
Yeah, you tell.
If you guys absolutely love watching these two guys right here go at it, like we just did, oh, you better like, comment, and subscribe, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Give us a funny little comment down below.
Giggle.
You want to see more fights or not? You want to see more fights? I don't know. We'll see.
Or less fights. More peace.
Turn that notification bell on, baby. Share with a friend.
Oh.
All right, share with a friend. We'll see you guys on
F-peace.
Friday. Have a good night.
Woo! Hook 'em.